This is the Kindie Rockstars Podcast, Season 5. Bringing you incredibly talented singers, artists, creators, and producers in the genre of children's music. I'm your host, Patrick Adams. Each episode will feature songs, albums, videos, or live performances, along with great stories from the artists themselves. Kindie Rockstars Season 5 is proud to be supported and sponsored by Waltmania Public Relations, serving the family entertainment community for more than 20 years. And now, on with the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Kindie Rockstars, and I am delighted to have on the show with me today, Steve Elci. Welcome back.
Hey, glad to be here, Patrick. Thanks for having me, man.
You got it. Steve is a returning guest. Please look back at Season 2, Episode 33 to learn about Steve's story and some great songs from his album, Nutmegger. But we are here to talk about a new album all together now. And we're going to feature a couple of really cool music videos. So, Steve, it's been a couple of years since you've been on the show. What have you been up to since the last time we talked?
Well, since the last time we talked, I put out 2 consecutive Rise Together compilation albums. So, man, it's been a lot of work working with artists from all over the world, year after year. Of course, writing your own song for the album.
Yeah.
And putting it all together, marketing it, working with folks, getting all the music in, working with Brian Sargent and Kevin Mackey and Rupam and a host of other folks to really put that together was quite an undertaking. And on the second album, I had, in between the first Arise Together and the second Arise Together, I had written All Together Now. Can't really see it anyway.
One of the coolest album covers I've ever seen, by the way.
Thank you. And I've written it. So the second Arise Together was sort of already rolling. And I said to myself, I don't have the bandwidth to work with Arise Together and promote my own music at the same time. So I tabled it and I just used Dreams off it to put onto the Arise Together album. So since the last time we talked, it's sort of been nonstop. I'm not going to lie, and right now it's really no different. It is really as high as it. I'm going as fast as I can on all cylinders to really get this music out there. I've over the past year, really during Arise Together as well, I've been recording and backlogging music videos. So I know you're going to play a few of them here, but let me tell you, I have music videos that'll launch every other week that'll take us through, I think, late August.
Nice.
So it's really, I felt the album songs were worthy of my time to do so. And I think a lot of them have a story to tell, and we can talk about a few of those tonight. And yeah, so it's pretty cool to see on YouTube a backlog of queued videos of 9 videos ready to go. It's just pretty wild. Anyway,
I love it.
I've been pretty busy.
I'm a firm believer in music videos for as many songs, if not all of them, that I can put out. It's so important to have the visual element to the song.
Right. And these videos, they're all a bit unique. And so some of them are standard video production practices. I'm a video production major back in school, so this is my thing. Some of them are AI. Some of them are what I'm doing, a hybrid, which are part AI, part standard video that I kind of splice together. And one of them deals with 8mm movies that
nice.
Me and my family of a kid, and I think we'll see one of those tonight. One on the show here, where I was literally moving my dad. We were moving my dad out of our childhood house, and I uncovered these. As I move a box, I uncover these film tapes, and I'm like, I remember them because when I was little, we used to have this film projector like on the table. We'd have movie night, right? and we'd play the movies that my mom and dad had taken with this Bolex 8 millimeter film camera. And I remember them vivid as day, but I haven't seen them in so long. So all of a sudden there they were. And and I turned to my brother and said, I've got a song for this. I've got to get these, transferred so I can edit them, right? So I sent it out, transferred it, and put a video together for it. And hope everybody likes it when they see it, because it's pretty revealing because it's me as a kid.
Very cool. Yeah, I have a very similar story with those projector reels
Yep.
and home movies, and ours has made the journey from those projector reels to VCR,
Yeah.
eventually onto DVD, and then onto I've got a digital file finally. So
There you go.
it is evolved with the times. So that's really cool.
Yeah. And so I lo- and so I of course, the hits or whatever you want to call them, I've made videos for, but also I've made videos for songs that I felt told a story in my life right now. Hey World, This Is Me, which is releasing soon this week, and or you'll see it tonight here. Um, it tells a story about me, and there are others too, Under a Nutmeg Sky, a couple others that you'll see later on down the road, um, this summer. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, before we get into the videos themselves that we're going to feature, let's talk about the album. Uh,
Sure.
so All Together Now is the album, and I know you mentioned it. You were juggling some other work along with this, but talk about this album as a whole and what stories you have from that.
Yeah. So it's a personal album, and there are lots of things in my life that really that were going on after COVID that got me in the mode of writing, man. And so this album is sort of a release of some of the things that were happening in my life at the time. Um, so it's very personal, and I took it and I really take it to heart, so much so where everything on the album is played by me, everything on the album is mixed by me, everything on the album is produced by me and mastered by me. I needed to see it through from start to finish. That's how personal it was to me, and is to me. So, it was a new journey down the road of putting on multiple hats to get this right. Usually you go to a studio and whatnot, or a mastering company, and this, that, and the other thing, and they sort of put their shine on things. I just had a clear vision of what this was for me. Uh, I had a clear vision of how I wanted to sound, how I wanted to play it. Um, and I had to see it through. So this album is just all these different experiences that sort of happened that I've kind of woven into a children's album.
This is the purest Steve Elci, it sounds like.
Yeah, it really is. And I think you're more right than you know. So in my past albums, there's always themes. I put them in there, sometimes out front a little bit, but most of the time they're sort of baked into the mix of things, is the underlying themes of diversity and the environment and all this kind of stuff, that I deeply believe in as an activist. This album, I sort of put that mentality away, and maybe for good, that I have to, I don't want to say dumb it down. That's just the worst word in the world, but I have to bring it down. I felt I can do it, that showcases my feelings and me, and I felt I can do it through the lens of a child. And so this was very, this is like me. There's no more, there's just no more dancing around it. This is just who I am, and it's in this album, and this is where it's going to go from here. Yeah.
I get it, and I love it. All right, you ready to get into some videos?
Sure. Which one
All
are we
right,
doing?
let's start off with We Rise Above.
All right.
So tell me about the song a little bit, and then yeah, about the making of the video.
Yeah. So we, we rise above is part of this new idea of that I'm gonna just reveal everything that I feel, and I'm really not gonna hold back. And so it was actually the second to last song written on the album. So it's fairly new to me because the album came out, but it was written not so long ago. And it was written, watching the news, right? I'm watching the news and the world is just on edge, and kids are talking about it. This is real. This is a thing, right? Kids are asking questions, and and so and seeing images, let me just add, that are just not all that nice, right? They're just not nice. So I just picked up my guitar and then throw down a rhythm, and I started to think about things, and really not long after that's We Rise Above came about. It was just really, it's of all the songs on the album, it is, let's say, the less uh, 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 poetic. It's really just right to the point, and it just drives from there. And that's kind of how I wanted it. I built the music. Um, it's very tense if you listen to it. The bass lines are very tense. It's all like this, you feel like, because no war, no all this stuff we're talking about here, no bias, no pollution. It's building up like this, and that's kind of how I was feeling inside, and I wanted to translate that to music. And I hope it came through.
It's a good, powerful song. That was what I was thinking when I was listening to it and
And the
watching the video.
video, since we're going to see it, this is the really cool part, because I wanted it to be in a classroom type setting. And Chris McNeil, who is a local classroom teacher here, he's got a classroom that's very much like Hogwarts, right? It's just feels like science. It feels like discovery, right? And I was like, that is where this needs to be. And uh and so we went through the shots. I directed the whole thing with Tim Cook on video. I had it all in my mind. This entire album was just in my mind, and including the last step where we rise above, and they we pay homage there to the Robin Williams film there, Dead Poet Society, where they all stand up on their chairs.
Yeah.
And oh captain, oh captain, or however that is. But that's sort of in my mind how it played out. So it came out great. The kids on it who sang, it's noted that they came ready to play, man. They understood the concept of this, and they killed it. They killed it. I had a few different age groups in there,
Yeah.
and I just felt they grasped the concept of it, which made me happy, because I felt like I was on a limb kind of doing this sort of thing. They grasped the concept, and they just owned it. They owned it. And it comes through in the video, man. They're just great. They're just great. And they make it. They really do. I had recorded this song without the kids, and I felt the gravity was too much gravity. There was too heavy. And so when I brought the kids in, they sang their parts. I'm like, oh, this is where it needs to be, right here. And because it kept the message, it kept it through them, it lightened it up just enough, and there you have it.
Yeah, no, and it looked like you were having a lot of fun, and we're extremely proud of these kids during the video. I could definitely sense that.
Truth, man. That is so truth. I just couldn't believe it came together. I couldn't believe this album was coming together like it was. And it did. And then to have the video also sort of like just sort of take on the continual like album vibe was just awesome. Awesome.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're going to play that video now for those watching on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, enjoy this great song. Here it is. We Rise Above by Steve Elci and Friends.
Like never before.
And that was the video for We Rise Above. I hope you enjoyed the video and or the song. All right, let's get into the next one. And the next one is called Power of the Sunflower. So tell us
Mm.
about this song and video.
Sure. So, I live here in New England on a great coast, and there's a great park near me called Harkness State Park. Anyway, and there's in this park, there's a sunflower bed, and there's chairs around it. There's actually a pet cemetery right there. It's a very cool, unique park. And so last summer I was sitting there and I was enjoying the day and looking at these sunflowers that were 10, 12, maybe taller, feet tall, just huge with like, giant sunflower heads like this, just huge, right? And and what I noticed time and time again, I was just enjoying the afternoon was this steady flow of people that were coming to just really just be in the same presence as these sunflowers. And when they got there, it would be all smiles. They'd be taking pictures. They'd be like laughing, and like all of a sudden they'd walk up, really just like just walking, and then all of a sudden everybody would break into this laughter, this peacefulness, this hope, this like this this just a serenity around these flowers. Anyway, so I was able to see this, and I was like, wow, every single person here, and there's a lot of people, they just come up to it, and it's the same effect. These flowers have the same effect. It's magic. It was magical to watch. So I loved the concept. Sunflowers are one of my favorite flowers, and so I went back home and I had already had a few guitar riffs that I was working on that had no lyric to it yet. And so I kind of found one that I felt was fitting for the feel I was looking for, this upbeat, real feel. And then I began to then hone in on the words and kind of what I was feeling and seeing, and then kind of match the music to it, right? Um, it was a a difficult one to do. There's a groove in it, that a bass groove line that is just like a relentless line, but really needs to be rock solid through the whole thing. I was kind of dialing in a little Johnny Cash there, a little different things going on through my mind with it, and trying to sort of color the music with the lyrics, because that's what I saw that day. I just saw these just colors of things happening with these folks, of just joyful colors, right? So I tried to paint that picture with this song. And it was when I was, it was like I was in this zone with it, and I wasn't even listening to it, just sort of going through mechanically doing what I felt was right. And then it was done. It's almost like I ran 3 miles and I listened to it. I'm like, oh wow, came out okay. And I was very happy with it. So I started to think about a video. This was, last year. And so I actually at the this is an interesting story, because at the Children's Music Network, Joni Leeds was speaking about videos or marketing. I don't remember what her title of her speech was, but she was talking about Fiverr and
Yeah.
using AI. And I had been thinking this, but I didn't know much about it at the time. And she mentioned this website, Fiverr. So, and it got me thinking, and I was like, okay. So I gave it a shot. I went online there, and I contacted an AI artist, and we went back and forth about scenes and images I was looking for. And then they gave it to me. So here's the catch with this all is they gave it to me, and the scenes were all correct, and the images were what I was looking for the most part, but it really wasn't matching the song. It really wasn't cut to the beat as an editor might do. So there was more work involved. So I got the images, and rock solid. They were great. Then I needed to throw it into Final Cut Pro, and then start splicing and putting it together so it's matched on beat and timed out where things are supposed to be. And by the time all that got done, it came out to be something kind of cool. I only wanted one full AI video. All the rest of them have pictures of me, but I just wanted to give it a whirl, give it a go, right? And I like it. I like the concept of it. I liked working with these folks overseas and kind of like giving them different ideas, different thought process, and then having them kind of like collab with me a little bit about how about this, how about this, how about this, with this. And it was a unique experience. And there's been multiple experiences. I've tried a few different artists, and they're not all the same. Let's just say that, right? They all have a different approach to it all. But this one I've kind of locked into, and I've used, I think, just about all of them, maybe bar one of the rest of the videos that are coming. But so that was the story about getting into the AI. It's really started at the Children's Music Network. And I kind of like it's been percolating there. And then Joni said something about it, and I chatted with her a little bit about it. And then I said, all right, I'm going to go for it, man.
Yep. I was in that session with you.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Her presentation. Yeah. And I highly recommend Fiverr for, there's so many different skill sets that you can find there.
Yeah.
Videos are one, instrumentation is another, vocals if you need to. I actually found my first co-vocalist on my first album on Fiverr. Okay. I was looking for a lady because the song was about England, and so I was looking for a British singer. Gotcha. I found her, and she was awesome. But yeah, Fiverr is a great tool.
I was going to use Fiverr for the cover of the album, which I don't know if you can see it there, but I'm sure you have a picture of it. But I didn't. I actually did that myself, and it took a long time because I don't know anything about AI, right? So I was just dabbling in everything I can kind of find to try to develop this image that was in my mind, which I ultimately got. But the funny thing, a little funny story about this image, is that once I dialed it in, literally after 4 months of trying to figure out how to make it look like this and make it look like clay and make it all that stuff, took a lot to do. Lots of failure, but the one that came out right is the basis of what you see on the album cover now. But here's the funny part: I get this image, I'm like, that's it, that's what I want, that is what this album is about. And then I start to really look at it, thinking I'm all proud. I'm like, wait a minute, these kids, they have 3 eyes and 6 legs. I'm like, oh my God, how do I fix that? So what I did is I took it, I loved it, but it had some flaws, obviously, with many different eyes and whatnot. So we went to my friend who's a Photoshop expert, and we cleaned it all up, and then and we got the image that we're looking for. So, but it's a little funny that because AI, it takes information from everything, right? And then it kind of gives it back to you in its way. So it's never always correct. So you had to take it to another program, Photoshop, and then we had to fix it up from there. But that's the more AI story with that, right?
Well, the end result is very cool. So
thank you.
Very nice work. All right, let's play the video and the song. Here it is. Power of the Sunflower by Steve Elci and Friends.
All right. Let's go! In a garden filled with colors, where wonders come to bloom, there stands a mighty sunflower that brightens up the room, with petals like golden rays reaching up to the sky. The power of the sunflower, no one can deny. With a face that follows the sun, wherever it may roam, the sunflower teaches us to find strength and call it home. Showcasing resilience, standing tall and proud, it whispers tales of courage and sings them clear and loud. Oh, the power of the sunflower, shining so bright, spreading warmth and joy with all its might. From dawn till dusk it never loses its power, bringing smiles to faces every single hour. Oh, now sunflower and let its magic shine. With the strength we can conquer any mountain that we find.
That's right.
In its vibrant petals, in the seeds it will share. The power of the sunflower, love and hope it will declare. Oh, the power of the sunflower, shining so bright, spreading warmth and joy with all its might. From dawn till dusk it never loses its power, bringing smiles to faces every single hour. Oh, na 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 na
And that was Power of the Sunflower. All right, last video we're going to talk about is that home movie video you were mentioning. It's called Hey World, This Is Me.
That's right.
Tell us about this one.
So, again, a very personal album. So growing up, I had growing up was hard. You always got to learn to love yourself. I didn't feel I looked like a lot of other people. I wasn't tall. I didn't have the blonde hair, the this, that, and the other thing. And it was a struggle for me to figure out who I was and what I'm, do I look normal or don't I? It was a real thing. Right. And so I wanted to write a song that it's okay to be different. Really. It's okay to, and to love yourself as you grow. And as you grow, you're going to have all these qualities that lots of folks are going to come to embrace. You should embrace your own qualities because they're special, and they're unique to you. So that was the basis of the song that I wrote, and and it was personal to me. It was kind of about me growing up and this sort of thing. But what took it to the next level was moving my dad out of our family home, and moving a box, and there, sort of like this treasure of just 8mm film movies that my mom and dad had taken of us when we were kids. And I remember watching them because we would have movie night at our house where my dad would have to thread the reel to reel into hit play, and at some point, of course, the tape would get over the lamp and it would burn the tape. Oh no, and there'd be fire, smoke, and this kind of thing. Anyway, so but we'd have these home movie nights, and we'd love to watch us on film in our kitchen with a shade pulled down because a white shade would be a perfect movie backdrop. And so I saw these tapes and I'm like, oh my God, I have this song, Hey World, This Is Me, about me at this time frame. And here are these tapes of me at this time frame. So I took them, I had them converted digitally so I could edit them. And unfortunately there's a couple other tapes. There's at least one more tape that my brother and I both remember footage of that wasn't part of this, but I took what I had and I made the video to correspond with this song. And it's neat because it's literally me at maybe 4, 3, 4, 5 years old, 6, 7, 8 years old, and just the neighborhood kids and Christmas time and Disney World trips and a vacation wherever we were. I don't even know where we were. And and the camera people are my mom and dad. This is what they were seeing. This is what we were doing. This is like real. None of it is staged. This is it. So I just thought it was a great way to kind of like sing this song about me at this time frame and others, children at this time frames who probably have the same, had the same issues that I had, looking at everybody. Am I too tall? Am I too wide, too skinny, too this, too that, right? And then all of a sudden have these videos that match it. It was just such a cool union. I was like, okay, there it is. That's the video. And so I took it and edited it, and it was fun. We had lots of laughs looking at this footage, and my dad and my mom being so young. My mom's not with us anymore, but so it was nice to see her again, lively and vibrant as she was. Um, and yeah, and so I hope everybody, it's a little revealing. I'm a little uneasy putting this one out because when you make songs, it's this persona. Well, there's no persona here. This is just me. And so we'll see how it goes over. I hope everyone's kind. It's me. You know what I mean?
And I wonder how many people can visualize the putting the film into the reel so that it can, yeah.
I don't, yeah, that's how old I am, right? Literally, like
Same here.
in, and put it in there and then go and then hit start and have it catch and then
Yep.
well, there you go. It was a beautiful thing. And there were no phones, there was, very little TV, 13 channels, maybe. And these movies this was entertainment for the Elsie family back in the early mid 70s. And that's what we did. And silly as it was, there it is.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's play this video. Hey World, This Is Me by Steve Elci and Friends. Enjoy the video and the song.
In the morning when I rise, I look in the mirror with my brown eyes. I see a smile so full of glee. Hey world, this is me. In this vast, ever-changing world we roam, different paths we take, we each have our own. From the bustling cities to the tranquil sea. Hey world, this is me. This is me, this is me, unique and special as can be. This is me, for all the world to see. Through the rhythm of life, we find our way. With every beat, a story to convey. In every corner, a different melody. Hey world, this is me. This is me, this is me, unique and special as can be. This is me, for all the world to see. Let's celebrate diversity in every color, a vibrant tapestry. Oh, on this grand stage we'll find unity. Hey world, this is me. This is me, this is me, unique and special as can be. This is me, for all the world to see. For all the world to see. For all the world to see.
And that was Hey World, This Is Me. I hope everybody enjoyed those 3 excellent videos and enjoyed the music. The album is all together now. Are there any other songs or videos you want to shout out before we tell everybody where they can find you?
Well, you're going to see lots of videos coming soon, but one I want to particularly point out that may not be a video is a song called Puppy on here. And it's for starters, it's a song about my rescue dog, right? And as a puppy, it's a song about a rescue dog. I love this dog, and I just felt I wanted to give it a song, and so I did. It's called Puppy. But helping me with that, collabing with me on it are the Alphabet Rockers. And let me just say, they killed it. They took my little puppy song and brought it to the next level, and I thank them dearly for that. They really killed it. I was sort of at a loss with this song. It comes to a part where Tommy really kicks in and with rapping. And at one point I was like, do I do a solo? I don't know what to do here. It just doesn't feel right. Who does solos anymore? So and I'd gotten to talking with them, and they were happy to join with this, and they wrote their parts and they killed it. They killed it. I just want to give them a shout out for that because it's real good. It's really good. Yeah. So
Awesome. All right. Well, assuming All Together Now can be found anywhere you stream, purchase, or download music, let everybody know how can they get in touch with you and find you on social media.
sure. Yeah. You can you can follow my YouTube page, Steve Elci and Friends, Facebook, Steve Elci or Steve Elci and Friends. Um, and I'm on TikTok as well. Right now I'm really focusing on my YouTube channel as I have so many videos coming out.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
if you haven't liked that, you really should, because the content coming out is pretty fun. And I really had a good time doing it. So I hope you guys enjoy it too. But that's probably the best way right now, between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Those are the three that I'm kind of hitting kind of hard. Um, and the others are just sort of there. I wish I had a full-time job for every social media platform, because that's kind of what
I
I need to
know.
do. Just trying my best, but those three are my mainstay, and they seem to be carrying pretty well. YouTube has picked up quite a bit with the content, and I'm happy for that. Thank you all.
Very good. Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing the videos and the stories. And I wish you all the best with this album. And I look forward to seeing you in person again soon. It was great to see you at last year's CMN conference, and
Yeah, man.
hope to see you at the next one.
Absolutely great to be here, Patrick. Thanks so much.
You got it.